Okay, on this training, I'm going to go through how to set up a campaign, email campaign, and an automation workflow. You're going to come over here to emails and then campaigns. And I've already created one, but if I wanted to create a new one, I would just hit create and name the campaign. Let's just say test campaign. And you would give it a description. And then save. Okay, so it becomes one of your campaigns. Now, what a campaign is a series of emails that are spaced out either by hours, days, minutes, or whatever, right? So I'm going to go into here, and oops, it looks like it's empty, so I'm going to say create, and first email, sender, classic editor is fine. And this is my first email. Okay, and that's fine. And I'm going to just do save and publish. Okay, and here's asking me how long before I send it. So I'm going to make this 0 days, right? I want it to send immediately. Okay, and you can also, if this was this third or fourth in a series, you could tell it to be sent after the one before it, or maybe one, 2 or 3 above it, wherever you want to do. Also, you can set up when the time the email should be sent and a day of the week that these should be sent. Maybe you don't want them sent if it's on a weekend, okay? And you just say publish, okay? So it doesn't put a delay in there on the first one. So now I'm going to create the second one. I'm just going to call this go to the classic editor. This is the second email. I'm making these really straightforward and simple. Save and publish. Now this one I'm going to say I want to do it 1 day and after the first email. So this is going to be sent 1 day after the first email, and now you'll notice it says 1 day. So this one's going to go, there's no delay, so it's going to go right off the bat. And then the second one's going to go after that. And then you just can keep adding them. If you've got 5 or 10, you just keep adding them there. Okay, so that is your campaign. Okay, so there's my campaign. That's the first step. Second step is to set up a workflow so that you can tell it when to trigger this. Okay, so I'm going to go over here to automations. I'm going to go to workflows. And I'm going to create a new workflow. And I'm going to just call this test workflow and save it. Oh, okay. So it doesn't allow me to do more than one on the free. So I'm going to go into the one I've already created on Roadmap to Riches, and I'll explain this to you. Okay. In fact, I'll just get rid of these and recreate them. Okay. So you've got to set off a trigger. This first one's a trigger. So when I click on this, I can choose from all these different triggers. Maybe if a tag is removed or a tag is added or a blog page is subscribed to and so forth. But what I want is a funnel form, because I want to check to see on my funnel if they've opted into the form that's on there. So I select that, and then I ask, and then I tell it which one I want, right? So it's the form on my squeeze page, and I say create or update, right? Oops, create my first trigger. Okay, let's do funnel form subscribe. Let's go to, I don't know where all these came from. Squeeze page, roadmap to riches, create. Okay. So now it knows, okay, so if anybody opts into that squeeze page form, I'm gonna do something. Don't know what to do yet, but it's gonna do something. So I'm gonna hit the plus here, and I'm gonna say perform an action. You've got action, decision, or delay. So I'm gonna have it perform an action, and what I want to do is have it subscribe to that campaign. And now I select the campaign, and I'm going to say I'm going to send it to my roadmap to riches because I don't want to change that. But you could send it to whichever one. We could just send it to this test campaign, and then I'm going to create. And that's all there is to it. So the next time somebody opts in, this is going to light off, it's going to trigger, and then it's automatically going to send them to this. Okay. And now I'm going to exit this. So now I've got my set of emails based on my campaign. I've got my automation based on my workflow. So now I can look at the contacts. So let's say I look at this contact of me right here, right? So I'm going to look at this contact. And if I go down here to campaigns, you can see that I am subscribed to the Roadmap to Riches campaign. So it worked. I opted in, and everything worked from very, very fine. Okay, so that's all there is to it. You set up your campaign of emails, and then you set up a workflow that tells it when to trigger that off and get it going. Okay, hope that helps. God bless.